players, our fans. Yes, it can be tough, but that's like any family is same.
It's a really special night tonight, Alan, and we appreciate you've got lots of demands on your time. So thanks so much for coming out to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
And good luck this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, look, as much as this is a fantastic new era at Burnley, and there is this huge feeling of excitement at Turf Moor ahead of their opening Premier League match of the season against Manchester City, there is still a huge amount of appreciation for previous times when Sean Dyche was in charge. And in fact, one of the most busy pubs on match day is named after him. Jamie and Gary went to visit.
Well, we're here with the Burnley fans in the Royal Dyche. Really excited for the start of the new Premier League season. It's great to have Burnley back. David, talk to me about the big changes. You're in the Royal Dyche, but it's all about Vincent Kompany, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and the changes that he's brought to Burnley Football Club. High quality players, playing proper football, competition for places, and I think we're going to be really competitive this season.
So wasn't Dyche playing proper football now?
Well, it was not Route 1, wasn't it? A little bit, but I think we still retain some of those things like the industry, high energy. So yeah, I think we'll do all right.
And we've got this little superstar here with us, Bobby. Big Burnley fan, looks fantastic in his jersey. Tell me what you think about Vincent Kompany in this new Burnley team. Who's your favourite player?
Manuel Benson.
Why is that?
I just think he's very skillful, and he's one of the best players, and he's one of the star players for Burnley.
And how exciting is to see Pep Guardiola's Man City come to Burnley for the first game, the treble winners. Do you think you can get a result tonight?
I think it's going to... My head thinks it's going to be 2-1 City, but my heart thinks it's going to be 1-0 Burnley.
Oh, so he's going for Burnley, Gary?
Oh. Justine, I'm going to come to you first because you own this pub. You changed the name a good few years back. How important is it to the local town that Burnley are back in the Premier League, and what's it mean to your business, in fact?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's good to see some little town of Burnley competing with the big boys again. It's going to be an exciting season under Kompany now. Obviously, a new look of style of football. We're all just really excited, and at the minute, big things are happening at Burnley, and it's a great time to be a Burnley fan.
Well, let's be honest, success would be staying in the Premier League, but I think if we're all being truly honest here, we've got expectations higher than that. I think we're in a different ballpark to Sheffield United, Luton. I think with Vincent Kompany at the helm, he's not going to be happy unless we're top 10 either this season or next. So, look, if we get on a roll this season, I'm not putting a cap on where we can get to, because it's a fantastic young squad and a brilliant manager, as you well know.
What are the chances of this pub being renamed again from the Royal Dyche to something for Vincent Kompany? I mean, how close are we are? I mean, he's had a major impact on the team. What would he have to do?
Win the Premier League. I can't...
Win the Premier League? Come on!
You cannot undo the good work that Sean Dyche did, and we had a good decade under Sean. I think it's important for us to remember that, and you know, some other club can rename it after Vincent Kompany because we're the Royal Dyche.
Have you had Dyche must have come in for a bevy?
Yeah, he did. Brilliant day, and Q&A on stage. He loved it. Yeah, it was great.
You won't have seen this, but on the way in, me and Carragher got absolutely hammered, so I'm going to ask this lot behind us to sing a song, see how it goes now. Have you got a song for us? Come on, give us a song.
cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shawty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like, now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel that.
Haaland, and here in career mode, City have won the lot. Rodri on the chance! Goal in the final by Rodri! Jude Bellingham will not be coming to Manchester City. We are Premier League champions. City FC are champions. Series based on the World Cup with music videos, football and more. Get your official City FC merchandise. Join us as we explore historic Europe and football. Welcome back to the We Are City channel, back for live commentary of the first Premier League game of the season as Manchester City take on Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Great to have a few people here already. City fan 203 asking for score predictions. Yes, definitely get your score predictions in. He thinks a 1-0 to City or a 2-0 to City. Isaac Bloom's going for a 3-1 to Manchester City. And Flavius, our We Are City fan club member here today, says, what are we thinking? Pep going to sort out Haaland for Palmer again. Leans in. Nobody able to kick the ball in. The goal from a penalty spot. Yeah, I mean, the penalties against Arsenal weren't so good, were they? But we'll put the Charity Shield behind us. It is just a pre-season game. And this is where the season really starts. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that nervous going into the new season because City are treble winners. And that seems like you've completed football, isn't it? I want to go again. I want to go win the Champions League again, the Premier League again if possible. But I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed about the City side. Manchester City, by the way, if you haven't been checking out our community tab, check out the community tab where all the news is sent live there. Manchester City have missed out on Michael Olise. Olise will be joining Chelsea this transfer window. He has already agreed terms with Chelsea. Now Manchester City look to make 2 more signings in this transfer window. And those 2 signings are, firstly, I just sold my car to Lucas Paquetá. The Brazilian from West Ham United looks to come into Manchester City at around £90 million, which is just ridiculous money. But if City want to spend it, City will spend it. And the other one is Jeremy Doku. I was a bit harsh on Doku last week. I said about he's only completed 3 games in 3 lots of 90 minutes in so many seasons, in 2 seasons. He's only made 17 appearances. That's not so good. But City see something in Doku. Apparently Kevin De Bruyne is a big fan. So Jeremy Doku looks to be heading to Manchester City also. This is the City starting 11 today. Some big misses in there. John Stones and Ruben Diaz miss out. Apparently Diaz has got concussion. I'm not exactly sure what the injury is to John Stones. But Ederson starts in goal. It's Walker, Akanji, Ake and Lewis, the back 4. Rodri and captain Kevin De Bruyne in midfield 2 with Alvarez in front. It's Phil Foden on the left, Bernardo Silva on the right and Erling Haaland through the middle. As for the bench, Ortega on the bench with Calvin Phillips, Aymeric Laporte, Kovacic, Sergio Gomez, Cole Palmer, James McAtee, Jack Grealish and Josh Gvardiol could make his first appearance. Let's have a look at the Burnley side. It's on your screen there in small print, but we'll put it side to side along with the City side. In goal starts former Manchester City goalkeeper James Trafford. He is the main man for Burnley today in between the sticks. Roberts, O'Shea, Alderkill and also Bayer along in the back 4. Into the midfield they go. It's Cullen, Vitinho and also new signing from Sheffield United, Sander Berge. I have no idea why Sheffield United let him go. And then Corliss also on the right hand side, Anduni on the left, and Forster through the middle. The South African. Flavius would love to see both Doku and Paquetá in the squad. We'll see if Greece stands in the way of the latter. Yeah, I mean, West Ham United asking for like 100 million for Paquetá is ridiculous. But Chelsea are about to spend 50 million on Michael Olise, 50 million on Romeo Lavia and another 120 million on Moises Caicedo. I mean, the money Chelsea have spent is absolutely ridiculous. I just can't believe it. I really can't believe how much Chelsea have spent on their team. Liverpool missing out, it seems, on Caicedo, who's told Liverpool he wants to move to Chelsea over Liverpool, which is very interesting. I mean, Liverpool spending 110 million on a footballer. I never thought I'd see the day. They supposedly don't spend money, but that sounds like they're spending money to me, doesn't it? But apparently not. That's the way it's going to go. I mean, 110 million for Caicedo. Imagine how much teams would have to pay for the likes of, I don't know, Mitoma or someone from Brighton like that if Caicedo was 110 million. Absolutely ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous amount of money, isn't it? To see a player move for that sort of money. Harry Kane's also in Germany for his transfer to Bayern Munich. That's a big one as well. I think he knows that they'd never let him go to a Premier League side. So Doku and Paquetá, they seem to be the final 2 signs. And what do you rate the window out of 10, guys? If we sign Doku, Paquetá, Gvardiol and Kovacic, what do you think of that? I think that's a pretty decent window, isn't it, really, for Manchester City. We're just around 10 minutes away from kickoff at Turf Moor. some other big fixtures coming up tomorrow. The Premier League is back and the Premier League is starting today. And if you are part of our Fantasy Premier League, you can join it. I'd join it right now because you're not going to have long to join it. I'm going to put the Fantasy Premier League link in the comments, because if you want to join our Fantasy Premier League, you know you need to join now, because the start of the season's now and the points are massive. So let's just have a look. I'm going to go onto my Fantasy Premier League here and have a look at my team and my squad. And I'll see if I can get a sort of invite for you guys to join. So leagues and cups, let's just have a look at this. The We Are City Championship, that is the competition. Invite people to join this league. Auto copy link, there you are. So in the comments right now is the link to join the We Are City Fantasy League, as it kicks off today, doesn't it? Flowers, if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, quite right. If you can't beat them, join them. With all transfers, I'd say an 8.7. Yeah, I think Vardiel, I'm very, very happy with him. For 77 million, I'm very, very happy with. I think that in terms of Mateo Kovacic, for the price he came in, for what he offers City, I'm very happy with him as well. Doku, I'm unsure on Doku. I'm very, very unsure on Doku. I think he is not really the player Pep Guardiola tends to like, but he's a different, something different, a pacey. I mean, you know, according to the stats, he's the best dribbler in Europe. So we've got to see. And then finally, as for Lucas Paquetá, I think he's a top quality player, Paquetá. I did like him when he played for Lyon. He's not really shown it at West Ham United, has he? Which is a bit of a worry for me. He's not really shown it at West Ham United. And then when you then think about, he's not shown it at West Ham United, and City are going to be spending 90, 100 million on him, I don't think he's worth it. I do not think he's worth that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there. But I'm not entirely sure how that works. Where does Paquetá fit into Manchester City's team, really? I mean, David Moyes has said we've had an offer from Man City, but no, it's nowhere near meeting our valuation. We'll have to see. And apparently, just right now, Barcelona have reopened talks, Manchester City over the sign of Joao Cancelo, who's again still stuck in around. And also, Aston Villa are monitoring the idea of bringing in Jadon Sancho. So there's lots of transfers still going on, lots of stuff happening, and so much yet to happen in the transfer window, isn't it? It's exciting. Would be exciting. So we're just over 5 minutes away from the start of the Premier League season, a Friday night at 8 o'clock. MK's here is going for a prediction of a 2-0 win for Manchester City. I mean, I'm hoping that City get a win today, but I have to say, seeing that starting 11, I'm not worried. I've got no nerves going into this new season. Maybe as the ball's kicked, I might do. But certainly, confidence-wise, when I saw that starting 11, I wasn't entirely confident. I think Burnley are a good side. I think Burnley might be a secret package this season for a side that overachieve. I think a newly promoted side tends to do pretty well, don't they? A lot of times we see a newly promoted side do really well. I think that could be Burnley this year. That really could be Burnley this year. And it does worry me a little bit, just a little bit, that City's starting 11 with no Diaz or John Stones, because they are two massive, massive players, aren't they? Two massive players for us, Diaz and Stones. And I was thinking with those two out, you might see maybe Josh Vardiel start, but we don't. Manchester City also are sporting their new away kit. The burgundy, the white and the orange. I think it's a really nice combination, and I'll be certainly getting myself an away kit. I'll certainly get myself the home kit, and I'll certainly get myself the third kit as well. 3 real striking kits from Puma once again. 3 kits that are very, very impressive. I even like the goalkeeper shirt. I even like the training shirt. Absolutely everything that Puma brought out this year seems perfect. Seems absolutely spot on. So the players are in the tunnel now, ready to come out. Burnley captained by Josh Cullen. Manchester City captained by Kevin De Bruyne. And come the end of the transfer window, Pep Guardiola will give it to the players, he said, to decide who is given the role as the captain at Manchester City. The players will vote and decide. I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to get it. James Trafford there in the tunnel. And Trafford is there shaking hands with the former City players. Well, as he is a former City player, of course, in the side and ready. Aaron Muric is there as well, another former City player. And I hope James Trafford plays well today. I hope he concedes 4 or 5 goals, but I hope he impresses a young goalkeeper who's highly trusted, obviously, by Vincent Kompany. And he was fantastic for England in the Under-21 World Cup, wasn't it? That England did go on to win against Spain. Or Euros, was it? I think it was the World Cup. So out come the two sides, Manchester City and Burnley. Turf Moor is ready to see the return to the Premier League of Burnley. Manchester City fans are ready to see the treble winners back on the field in the Premier League again. City Premier League champions 3 years in a row. And this year, no one's ever done it before, could be 4-year Premier League champions. That would be some achievement because it has never, ever been done before. Never. Vincent Kompany gets a warm welcome from the Burnley and Manchester City fans here at Turf Moor as he comes out in the black suit, white t-shirt and notebook in hand. Vincent Kompany has an aura about him, doesn't he? He certainly does. And he comes out on looking Erling Haaland. I'm hoping for Haaland to show his quality today. He didn't really show it in the Community Shield. But the Premier League is back. And the first game of the Premier League season starts in Manchester City. So we'll run through the teams again so you guys know. Chelsea spends lots of money last year. They didn't score many goals, says Isaac, yet. And they still haven't signed a striker yet, have they? What's going to happen there? Is Nicholas Jackson going to be the striker? We'll have to see. So in goal for Burnley starts the number 1, James Trafford. Burnley come out with a back 4 of Alderkill, Dara O'Shea, new signing from West Brom, Jordan Bayer and Connor Roberts. Midfield 2 of Josh Cullen and new signing Sander Berger from Sheffield United. Just 2 days ago he completed his move. And then it's Vitinho, Zeki Admuduni and also Clodoscio, the Italian. The 3 supporting the main striker up top, which is Lyle Foster, the South African who joined Burnley last season during the Championship season. I'm surprised he starts up top. I'd like to see who Burnley have on the bench. Arrow Muric, Jack Cork, Goodmanson, Brownhill, Benson, Redmond, Ekdal, Zauri and also Brun Larsen. So a couple of signs in there. And Burnley seems to have a very good policy of signing players, don't they? As for Manchester City, good luck Flavius, safe journey home. So Edison starts in goal for Manchester City today. A back 4 of Kyle Walker, Manu Akanji, Nathan Ake and Rico Lewis. Into the midfield 3 for Manchester City. The midfield 2, City sort of in a 4-4-2, aren't they, maybe, with Alvarez. Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri start in the midfield 2. And then the 3 in behind Erling Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez and Phil Foden. And of course, like I just said there, the main man up top is City's number 9, Erling Haaland. He is going to be a crucial player once again this season. On the bench, Ortega, Phillips, Kovacic, Grealish, Laporte, Gomez, Vardiol, Palmer and James McAtee as well. All trusted by Pep Guardiola this season. Pep Guardiola walks across the field to shake hands and all smiles with Vincent Kompany. They were our friends. They know each other a while, but today things are serious between Pep. Craig Bellamy also shakes hands with Pep Guardiola. City, one thing in their mind here today, and that is to win today's game against Burnley. And it will not be easy. I think it'll be a tough test for City. I think Burnley are very good. James Trafford, alone at Bolton last season, ranked best in clean sheets in the league with 22. That shows you he's really, really impressed at the lower ranks. And at 19 years of age, that's a very, very early age to start as a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers tend to get better as they get older, more experienced. James Trafford, like I said before, heavily trusted. Phil Foden, 2 goals and 2 assists, and his last 16 appearances, 7 starts for Manchester City. Not the best record in terms of stats, and surely this could be Phil Foden's season. A chance for him to get better, improve, and be a better player. That's what we want from Phil Foden. City players stand around in a circle in a huddle for a little bit of a team talk from Kevin De Bruyne. In comes Kyle Walker, Rodri, Ederson, Haaland. All the big boys are in there for City. Evening all, no Grealish. I guess he hasn't sobered up yet, says Chris. I'm surprised Grealish isn't in there, actually. I thought he would start today, but Phil Foden gets the nod. Ruben Diaz has suffered a concussion in training. I assume John Stones also has picked up some sort of injury in training because he's not in the squad. With all those, I expected maybe Josh Gvardiol would start at the back with maybe Nathan Ake at left back. But instead, they've decided against that. Rico Lewis starts at left back. He's another player really, really well trusted by Pep Guardiola. Only, 19 years of age, Rico Lewis 18. Really trusted well. Sophie says 2-1 to City. So everyone's predictions coming in at the moment. A City prediction. You can go and vote as well for who would win. Who's going to score the first goal of the Premier League season. Haaland, maybe his favourite at the moment. He is at 72%. And also a pinned comment is our Fantasy Premier League team, which you can join our league and attempt to be part of our Premier League season in the Fantasy Premier League. So Burnley versus Manchester City, and the players decide that they will take the knee before kick-off. That is the decision that has been made by the players, the officials, and the fans. Manchester City versus Burnley. The Premier League season is underway. Big roar from the Burnley fans as the ball is lumped forward. And Nathan Ake has got a big header to win here. Flawed. And the Premier League is back. Here's O'Shea, and he goes back along the back line to Bayer. Alderkill seems to be a centre-back. It's a back five from Burnley with Vitinho as a right wing-back. Rico Lewis wins it back for City. Rodri into Ake. And City didn't get their first touches of the ball of the new Premier League season. Manu Akanji, who partners Nathan Ake in the back line today. Akanji. Ake. Ake with the ball in behind here towards Phil Foden. On the head of Phil Foden. Can't quite control it. Headed away by O'Shea. It's a throw into Manchester City on this far side. Rico Lewis to take it. Across comes Rico. Down to Nathan Ake. Manu Akanji. City going into that back three shape with Walker, Akanji and Ake. Foster clear quickly in on De Bruyne. And also Kyle Walker. Walker, I thought, I'd actually just put out for a throw himself, but he does take a deflection off Foster. Throw into Burnley on the far right hand side in front of Vincent Kompany, former Manchester City captain. Back City go to Ederson. Ederson, who's playing like in a back four, really. Rico Lewis and Rodri sitting in front of Ederson. And Akanji and Ake either side. Akanji, Ederson playing very far out of his goal here. I think that is the next development in football, isn't it? A goalkeeper playing like an outfield player. That is going to be happening. Ederson into Akanji. Manu Akanji, back he goes to Ederson again. Ederson is nearly on the halfway line now. Continues to work forward and then plays a long switching ball out to the right side to Kyle Walker, who takes it down with a nice first touch into Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne in towards Bernardo. Bernardo Silva. Back to Rodri. Rodri. Touches. Not the best touches by Rodri. De Bruyne looks to win it back and it's dribbled away by Amouni here. Dives to the floor under a bit of pressure from Kevin De Bruyne. It's a cheap one. And a free kick goes Burnley's way. Bit worried about a lack of centre-back strength tonight, says Chris. Yeah, I mean, I think Akanji is very poor in the air. I've noticed that. Whereas Ake is quite decent in the air despite being quite a bit smaller than him. I'm worried about Akanji, really, because I didn't think he was great in the Charity Shield. And in the pre-season game I saw, he wasn't great either. Ball through by Bernardo Silva to Kevin De Bruyne, who beats O'Shea to it. And De Bruyne watched it out for a corner. Great play from KDB there. The captain shepherding the ball out as it comes off O'Shea. And it's a corner for Manchester City. And Vincent Kompany knows Kevin De Bruyne very, very well. He knows the problems Kevin De Bruyne can cause the Burnley side today. And it's KDB to take the corner. They've got big players in the box, City and Haaland and Ake. Good in the air anyway. Cross comes in, he plays short to Phil Foden. Foden back out wide here. Bernardo Silva back into De Bruyne. Good ball. De Bruyne cross into the far post here. Rodri back across to Haaland here. 1-0 Manchester City. And who else but Erling Haaland? City start the league with a goal from Erling Haaland. What a goal. Crossed in by Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri heads it back across the box. And who's there but Erling Haaland? As he always is. Starts off where he left off, Erling Haaland. Ball comes from Bernardo Silva into De Bruyne. Across the far post to Rodri. Back across the box. And there is Erling Haaland, who wants it more than anyone else. Who is the most lethal striker in world football. He scared Harry Kane away from the Premier League. Harry Kane's gone playing Bundesliga football because he can't play. He can't compete with Haaland. Isaac says that he's keeping track on ESPN on his computer, so he might be ahead. Thank you for not spoiling it, Isaac. I might be a little bit behind, I don't know. But City take the lead through Erling Haaland, 1-0. Really, really good finish from Haaland. And there you are, 75% of you guys said Haaland would score the first goal of the season. Who else? You were right, I've got Haaland captain in my fantasy team, so I'm pretty happy with that one. What a player. How many goals will Haaland score this season, guys? How many goals? Well, 10% voted in favour of Kevin De Bruyne, 10% in Phil Foden, and 5% Nathan Ake. But it's Erling Haaland who scored City's first goal this season. And he also scored City's first goal last season as well, didn't he? Against West Ham United away from home. Ake to Akanji. Manu Akanji on to Kyle Walker. Walker long towards Bernardo Silva. Bernardo in a little battle there and he's won it. Haaland. Back out to Rodri. City keep possession well. Rico Lewis. Rico. Ake. First goal in 6 or 7 games, I think, says Chris. He just might be, mightn't it? He didn't do well towards the end of the last season. I mean, it looked like he'd never score again in those games in the Champions League final and so on. Ake. Lovely ball into Foden. Foden turns here. Phil Foden. Into Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne. Space here. De Bruyne shoots here. And just over the bar by De Bruyne. Burnley stood off him. Foden looking good. De Bruyne looking brilliant as well. Foden fired De Bruyne. And he hits one from range here, De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne maybe perhaps had a thought there that if the goalkeeper Trafford parries that, it will actually fall to Haaland anyway. But it didn't work out. Burnley play out of the back. Here's Alderkill. You can't judge Burnley on this game today, I don't think, but we'll have to see how they do perform. Comes off Colosso on the far side. Thrown to City to be taken by Nathan Ake, who throws it down back to goalkeeper Edison. City look confident here at the start of the game. Edison clips it out to Kyle Walker, who just gets there. Walker back to Akanji. Back into Edison again, he's being pressed here. Edison onto Rico Lewis, and City work it round the corner to Ake. Very lucky City didn't get caught out there. And Ake puts it out for a throw-in. Pressure on City. Edison was caught out there. Rico Lewis, under a lot of pressure, did really well. Oh, they're in behind here. Akanji takes a Burnley down in the box. Could it be a penalty for Burnley? Craig Pawson says no. Was Manu Akanji too aggressive there? Did he hold the shirt of the Burnley man? VAR will review this. Oh, Akanji doesn't hardly touch the Burnley player there. He's got arms on him, but the Burnley player makes the absolute most of that. Burnley want a penalty. You're not going to get a penalty for that. That is never a penalty, Vincent Kompany. You can complain all you want on the sideline. I don't think Manu Akanji hardly even touched the player there. VAR checked it. I think it was quickly decided that it wasn't a penalty. The Burnley player, number 25, Ambruni, made the absolute most of it. Here's Edison for City again, dribbling forward with the ball, Edison here. Playing literally like an outfield player. Making it very difficult for the opposition to know what to do. Edison. Burnley don't know whether to press them or not. Edison clips it in towards Alvarez, who lost the header here, and Burnley on the attack. Walker against Amdouni here, and Kyle Walker, the push in the back. Free kick to them. Free kick to Burnley. Over aggressive from Walker, and not the best of passes from Edison, really. Clipping it into Alvarez. Alvarez is never going to get there, is he? In terms of an aerial battle. Especially against big players like Sander Berger and so on in this Burnley side. Edison hasn't started well, says Chris, yet. His passing's been a little bit astray. That's the second one in the space of a few minutes. And I was reading something actually about Pep had decided that Ortega was going to start a new season if Edison had continued with his poor form from last year. But he picked up towards the end, especially in the Champions League, and he stayed in. But Pep's not against playing Ortega ahead of Edison at all, apparently. So a free kick for Burnley. Swung in by Cullen to the far post here. But Alderkill drops to the floor again. Another dive in the box by another Burnley player. Bit of a push from Bernardo Silva, and he goes down as if he's been shot there, Alderkill. Very interesting now, Burnley. Known to be a bit of a rough side. Maybe not so much more under Vincent Kompany, but going down twice there very easily in the box. Edison for Manchester City. Being heavily relied on due to his distribution, Edison. I actually think Ortega's the better keeper at the moment, says Chris. I do as well. But Edison had a really good Champions League final, to be fair to him. Despite that moment, them few moments of poor kicking, he made some big saves for City, didn't he? When conceding first, Burnley have won 5, drawn 3 and lost 2. So they've got a good ability to come back, Burnley. Akanji brings the ball for City. Wide left to Nathan Ake. Back onto Edison. Edison looks long here. Tries to get it. Switch it to the left-hand side to Phil Foden, who wins the header really well. Burnley head it on. Alvarez back there. Rodri picks it back up for City and down the line to Nathan Ake. Being chased here. Pressed. He's Edison. Edison onto Walker. Burnley's press broken very easily by Manchester City. Akanji. Kevin De Bruyne. Wide right to Kyle Walker. Heavy touch by Walker. Takes it into the Burnley man, who makes a good challenge on Kyle Walker. There's Bayer. Jordan Bayer coming back from the Germany once again. I think he was on loan at Burnley last season. They made it a permanent deal for around 14 million euros. Walker with a throw in towards Alvarez. A poor throw by Walker. But the diving header clearance only goes as far as Rodri. Akanji. Here's Rodri again for Manchester City. Rodri. Wide left to Nathan Ake. Phil Foden. Foden. Looking to take the team on here. Foden pushing the back here by Kosciuszko, I believe it's said. I actually, I usually know a lot of players actually, and I've got a decent knowledge, but when I read the Burnley team, I was like, even who is this? Apparently he made 6 substitute appearances for Espanyol last season. Never heard of him, the winger, but might be a good signing for Burnley. Here's Phil Foden, wide to Kevin De Bruyne again. KDB back onto his right foot. In swinger by De Bruyne, headed away by Burnley. Run back by Rodri. Back out wide to De Bruyne again. Kevin De Bruyne left-footed crossing. It's a Haaland at the far post who flies at it. With the acrobatics there, Haaland, and puts it over the bar. Bernardo was behind Haaland there, maybe ready to finish that one off. But Haaland threw himself at it on the cross from Kevin De Bruyne. Ooh, Bernardo is there to head it in. I think Bernardo maybe have got a better chance than the header, but Haaland threw his full foot at it and tried to volley it in. Legs all over the place there from the big man. Alvarez, good defending there on the centre circle. Cuts something out, sends it back to goalkeeper Edison. It's great to have Ridai here. Back on the live streams. Lovely start. Details on the goal, says Ridai. Well, City got a corner. Worked it really well short. Bernardo Silva clipped it back to Kevin De Bruyne who took it. He swung it on the right foot to the far post. So Rodri heads it across the box onto the left boot of Erling Haaland who put it in the back of the net. Rico Lewis smashed into here. Alderkill apologies to Rico Lewis there as he crushes him on the way past. Edison on the ball for Manchester City once again. Taking his time, Edison. Edison into the midfield towards Alvarez. Lovely little flick by Alvarez into De Bruyne. That is absolutely beautiful football from City. De Bruyne into Bernardo Silva, who didn't really know where the ball was going. It was behind him in the end. Here's James Trafford. A nice clip ball out towards Connor Roberts. Flicked on. Ake in there for City. Foden back down to Rico Lewis, who throws his head in it. Sander Berger against Lewis, and in the end it falls City's way. Back with the goalkeeper Edison once again. He's had a lot of touches so far, Edison. Rodri. Alvarez. Akanji. Brilliant description of the goal, says Chris. Haaland just whacked it in. Yeah, that's the simple version, isn't it? Haaland got it on his left foot and he smashed it in from close range. Who else than Erling Haaland, Ridai? Always Haaland who scores, isn't it? Here's Manu Akanji for Manchester City. Into Haaland, it's a bad pass from Akanji. And Burnley could counter now. O'Shea and Phil Foden. Great defensive work, but his pass has nearly gone through to a Burnley player. Walker across. Good defending by Walker, keeps it in just. Back to Burnley. City chase the ball with the intention of winning it back as quickly as possible. Alvarez pressing. And City forced them back. Well played, Manchester City. Back they go wide. Do Burnley. Oh, lovely ball into Foster here. Dropping deep. Akanji chases. Oh, and a poor pass by Vitinho on the left-hand side, but defended away by City. Only goes out for a throw into Burnley. Vitinho will take this one now on this left-hand side. Tries to throw it in behind his head against it and short to Foster instead. Vitinho giving away to Kevin De Bruyne. City win it back. De Bruyne with a poor pass to Rodri. Burnley win it back. Turnover by City and a good switch by Amdouni. Connor Roberts, the Welshman on this right-hand side. Seen a lot more of this two-striker technique. We'll play this the whole season until we buy a winger, says Ridai. Well, we're buying a winger, Ridai. Jeremy Doku's coming. Roberts here, down this right-hand side. Kosciuszko here. Into Foster. Foster looks to work it wide here. Chance to Burnley, pull it back to Kosciuszko. Strike by Kosciuszko. Over the bar, but good play from Burnley. Really well worked and lucky for them. They played really well there. First time Burnley have really come forward and looked dangerous. Foster and works it wide to Vitinho. Pulls it back well to Kosciuszko, but on that right foot, he's trying to bend it towards the far corner. It's a difficult one. Doku looks really exciting, says Chris. He does. He certainly does. And statistically, he's by far the best winger best dribbler in Europe by far statistically, like miles and miles ahead of everyone. My only problem with Jeremy Doku is he's only played 90 minutes 3 times in 2 seasons. And he's only made 17 appearances in 2 seasons, so injuries are a big problem with him. Red says, I got a feeling that would cause the team that bought the winger from Ajax almost hinted he was going. Winger from Ajax? I'm not sure exactly which one you mean. Luca AFC is here. Hello to you, Luca. Congratulations on the Charity Shield. Or the Community Shield on the weekend. Here's Rodri. Pulls it back on this left-hand side. Chris says Doku proclaimed himself the best dribbler in his league. Bit arrogant, says Chris. Yeah, well, statistically, he's right. I mean, he's absolutely miles ahead of everyone in the whole of Europe. Miles ahead. Even Neymar, Vinicius Jr., the guy is miles ahead. The amount of dribbles he completes. He just likes to run at people. So we'll have to see. Rodri, ball into Phil Foden. Back to Ake on this left-hand side. But like Chelsea going a whole new team every season, at least they look good as well. But Chelsea got him. Chelsea will spend stupid money. Whether it'll work, I don't know. But they've just bought literally everyone, haven't they? It feels like at the moment. Caicedo for 120 million looks like he's going to go to Chelsea. Because he's turned down Liverpool. And then another 50 million on Romeo Lavia, ex-City player. Which City will get, I think, 10 or 20 million from that deal, actually. It's not bad for us. Here's Ederson. Long ball by Ederson into Haaland here up against Bayer. Haaland holds Bayer off. Bayer gets his arms round Erling Haaland. And it's a free kick to Manchester City. And that is the problem with Erling Haaland, isn't it, when you're defending against him? The guy's so big and so strong. Just don't know what to do. Darami or something. That's from Ajax. Moved to Doku's team. Oh, yeah, Darami, yes. He was actually supposed to be on his way to Burnley, wasn't he, on loan? And then Ren, who Doku plays for, managed to snap him up for 17 million euros, knowing that I think Doku's on the way to Manchester City. Erling Haaland isn't in the attacking area. He's gone back for a bit of a talking to. Ball into the box. It's a Rodri! Oh, what a save by James Trafford. Rodri's offside. Good save by Trafford there. City on a set piece. Cross comes in. I think Rodri's offside. Yeah, Rodri's just offside here. City take a free kick very quickly. Rodri with a free header. It's a great save by Trafford, but he's offside anyway, Rodri. It's a shame he wasn't onside. Ball forward by Burnley, headed away by Akanji. Back on. Foster can't really control it, he does really well there. Koleosho here. Kevin De Bruyne tight to him. Cullen. Does get it wide to Vitinho. Well played, Josh Cullen. Vitinho. Koleosho. Oh, lovely play from Burnley. Amdouni with a shot here into the hands of Ederson. A really good chance. Really good football from Burnley. They're playing very, very well. Diassi looks good too, says Red-Eye. But Chelsea have got no chemistry between them. Yeah, I mean, Badiashile and Diassi played as partners at Monaco, so I suppose that's a little bit of a chance there. But Chelsea spend money, Willie. They've nearly spent $1 billion in just two seasons. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I can't believe that. And I don't know why no one's complaining about it, really. Ederson short to Rodri. Ederson's playing like an outfield player here. Flavio says, look at that, Haaland already on there, yep. Just loves a goal, doesn't he, Erling Haaland? Just loves a goal. And he always gets one. I hope he's in your fantasy team, guys. And I hope you've capped him like I have. I think he'll get plenty of goals this season. Phil Foden here. Foden. Can't skip past the challenges. Dispossessed here. Burnley counter. Koleosho. Rico Lewis cuts that one out. Good play, Rico. Lewis under pressure here. Just pushed over Rico Lewis by Connor Roberts, who's too big for Rico Lewis. And Rico Lewis has been... a lighter has been thrown at Rico Lewis from the crowd here. And it's hit him in the head. I think Rico Lewis has had a lighter thrown at him here and it hits him in the head. We'll have to see. I genuinely do believe there was a lighter thrown into the field there at Rico Lewis that hit him in the side of the head. Rico Lewis is back on and playing on. The ref hasn't even mentioned that. There's no one even noticed that. I must have hurt for him. Chris is too much messing around and losing possession of our own half. Burnley pressing well. They are. Certainly pressing well, Burnley. Been impressed by him, but I expected to be. expected to be. Long ball. Haaland beats the Burnley man in the air, and the referee says a free kick, and Haaland wags the left hand and the finger at the referee, saying, I don't think so. Ooh, trouble for Burnley here. Back they go to goalkeeper Trafford. Trafford pressed by Haaland here. Trafford just gets it away before Haaland gets to the end of it. Connor Robertson. On his fire as Rodri. Back into De Bruyne. KDB. De Bruyne. Into Haaland here. Haaland trying to get his way through a couple of bodies. Burnley won it back and then cleared away by Trafford. Walker against Foster. Walker physically struggling. Rodri wins it back for City and back to Ake. Rodri just takes the sting out of everything there, as Burnley think they're going to get in the end of a chance. Nathan Ake. And it seems here there's a problem. And it's Kevin De Bruyne for Manchester City. And Kevin De Bruyne is injured. And they've had to stop the game for him. Oh dear. Another De Bruyne injury. Another De Bruyne injury. Doesn't look good for Kevin De Bruyne, this one. City put the ball out of play and De Bruyne does not look good. Juan Malio is back on the City staff here. Going to be needed. It's going to be needed to decide what City are going to change here. There's some good looking graphics the Prem has, says Flavius. Yeah, the new graphics look fantastic, don't they? And they will be available on EAFC 24, I believe. Kevin De Bruyne here. Kevin De Bruyne is coming off. Well, Kevin De Bruyne is injured again and off he comes. It could be the hamstring injury again. So off comes Kevin De Bruyne and he does not look happy at all. Does not look good for KDB. Oh dear. He does not look happy, De Bruyne. I don't exactly know what injury it is. But it seems there's a problem. Who else can think Grealish can play that playmaker role, says Red Eye? Yeah, I think Grealish could easily fill in the De Bruyne role. Pep Guardiola's given a team talk here, and Mateo Kovacic is going to come on for Kevin De Bruyne. KDB looks very, very unhappy. It looks very bad for De Bruyne. It looks very bad. Don't know what it is, but I think it could be a hamstring injury again. I'll have to see. So KDB comes off here. And I think it could be a reoccurring hamstring injury for De Bruyne here. There seems to be an issue for him. Looks like a midfield sign is needed, but West Ham asking for way too much, says Ridai. Yeah, I mean, 90 million for Lucas Paquetá is ridiculous, but I mean, if De Bruyne is injured, then they'll have to see. Say De Bruyne is ruled out for a month again now. West Ham are in a really good position, aren't they, for Paquetá? Really good position for us paying the money for him. Kovacic coming on, looks like he should be the doors of the rough Moss side pub to me. He's a very, very dangerous looking person, Kovacic. I agree with that as well. But he's on now. And he's important for Manchester City. Very important for Manchester City. Because with De Bruyne out, how long is De Bruyne going to be out for? I didn't put him in my fantasy team for the exact reason that I thought De Bruyne might get injured. And De Bruyne does get injured. Here's Ederson. Long ball for City up to Haaland here. Haaland wins the header down to Phil Foden. Foden takes it well. Here's Foden. Foden tackled. And all the way through to goalkeeper James Trafford. It looks like Julian Alvarez has gone to left wing. Foden's gone to right wing. And Bernardo Silva's gone in behind Erling Haaland here. That's the way City have lined up now. And it's Kovacic and... oh, Kovacic as well in there. And Rodri and Rico Lewis in the middle. Good play by Burnley, given away to Rodri. Rodri kicked, keeps it. Down to Walker. Down to Phil Foden. Foden, tackle on him. It's a Manchester City throw-in. Bayer appeals for it. Logan and Freddie is here. Hello. For 25 minutes in the clock here. Kyle Walker to take this throw-in. Kovacic. Walker. Back to Kovacic. Back into Walker. Good play by Kovacic. Kyle Walker. Walker. Alvarez. Through to Haaland. Bad pass by Julian on the left foot. Roberts under pressure from Alvarez. Cleared away by Burnley. Kolyosho there chasing down Ake. City deal with it well. Akanji. Rodri. Good play by Rodri. He's so good, Rodri. He's so good. Picks the ball up. Brings it away. He's just one of the best. If not the best in his position. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Kovacic. Good play from Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic. Ball out wide to Alvarez, who's going to play on left wing now. Alvarez. Looks to take an Alderkill. Well played, Julian Alvarez here. Won back by Alderkill. He's been pulled down by Connor Roberts as well. The referees thought nothing of it. And Alvarez, like the terror he is, goes chasing it back. Crosses it in. And it's a free kick to Burnley. Ridai says, Verts or Kudus, Maddie would have worked so well. Well, I think City they really wanted James Maddison, but they took too long to make the deal happen. Well, you can see here on the replay, they're showing the replay now, Rico Lewis, a lighter was thrown at the head of Rico Lewis by the Burnley fans. Craig Pawson must know that had happened. Disgraceful, isn't it? And we saw the City fans do it in the FA Cup as well. I just don't get it. Why would you do it? Rodri down to Rico Lewis. Rico. Taken out here by Connor Roberts. Only a throw into Burnley. Well, Roberts loves putting his foot in on Rico Lewis. Bit dirty, isn't he, Roberts? City waited for every good midfielder out there to be bought by others before making a move, says Flavius. Agreed. Absolutely agreed with that one. They wanted Maddison. They let him go to Leicester, to Spurs. They wanted McAllister. They let him go to Liverpool. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Long ball by Roberts. Foster straight into Kovacic. Rodri in there to win it back for City. Phil Foden's there and back to Walker. Rodri. Akanji. Well played, City. Rico Lewis. Oh, Lewis with a bad mistake here. Akanji's been nutmegged. Burnley are in. Good defending by Rodri. And lumped away by Edison. Well played, Rodri. Like Flavius says, Rodri's been amazing. He has been. He's absolutely unbelievable. Here's Kovacic for City. Under pressure. Kovacic still. Rodri. He's so good, Rodri. So good, Rodri. Akanji there sold himself as well, the nutmeg. Not great defending by Akanji. Lewis. Ake. I'm so impressed by Rodri. He's just amazing. Every time he plays, he's just so good. Kovacic, he was bad in the Champions League final as well, wasn't he? He was absolutely dire in the Champions League final. But he got the winning goal. City back with Edison here. So nearly 30 minutes gone here, and City have been a lot of the ball, but not done much with it really by the goal. Rodri. Oh, gives it away to Burnley here, Rodri. Oh, and sliding is Akanji, sold himself again. Burnley with a chance here! Shot by Foster just past the post. Bad pass from Rodri. Just been telling how good he is, bigging him up, and then he does a pass like that there, Rodri. It's so poor. Akanji again. Goes to ground, sells himself completely. Akanji hasn't started well here. Twice he's been beaten, maybe 3 times. Foster tries to bend to the far corner. It's a difficult one. He couldn't play off. Oh, trouble again by City. And Rodri makes an absolutely fantastic challenge. He's the best defensive midfielder in the world, says Flavius. Yeah, he is best DM in the world. And City give it back away again. Ake heads it down to Rodri. And he clears it away. But Manchester City look sloppy and look all over the place here. As soon as we took De Bruyne off, he's gone off injured, we're in trouble. Kolyosho here against Ake. Here's Berger. Good play by Kolyosho. Burnley look really good. Alderkill. Ball in behind City here. Edison off his line to catch it. Ahead of Manu Akanji. And Manu Akanji is having a big go at the linesman here for the decisions he's making. Who else watched the Saudi League? I saw that goal from Firmino, Mahrez and Alan Saint-Maximin. Big tackle on Foden here. Referee says nothing for Vitinho's tackle there. Just a throw in. I love Saudi Arabia, but I'm not watching their league, says Flavius. I don't think I'd watch it either, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe if it gets really good, we might watch it. I don't know. Walker take the throw in here. All the way back to Edison. So 30 minutes on the clock here at Turf Moor. I have to say, I think Burnley have been the better side. They've been much better than Manchester City. Much better than Manchester City. But City have got the goal. Edison long and forward towards Haaland here. Holds on to it well. Good hold-up play by Haaland and a good challenge on Erling. Back to goalkeeper James Trafford. Pressed by Phil Foden. Trafford long and away. Ake in there. Good header by Ake. Bernardo Silva on. Billy trying to get it back to the goalkeeper. Couldn't do. And go wide to Connor Roberts instead. Roberts. Alderkill. Back to James Trafford. Flavius has been dominated so far by Burnley in the build-up. A lot of mistakes due to Rico. Yeah, I don't think Lewis has been fantastic today. I think it's a very high-pressure game to start him in, actually. Rico Lewis. Let's give it away here, Rico Lewis again. Koleosho here. Won back by Rico Lewis and Bernardo Silva. Alvarez. Rodri. Under pressure from Burnley. Rodri goes back to Rico and City starts again. Kovacic. We're getting bullied by Burnley. It's looking like they'll score at least once, says Chris. Yeah, I think Burnley will score. Here's Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Into Rico Lewis. Back to Rodri. Wide to Bernardo Silva on this left-hand side now. Yeah, Bernardo is dropping in Rico Lewis' spot. I think trying to help him out a little bit. Rico Lewis wide to Manu Akanji. Rodri. Foden. Alvarez. Foden. Good play by City. Wide to Bernardo Silva here. Bernardo sort of kills the attack a little bit. Back to Ake. Back left to Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden. Rico. Back we go to Ake. There's a chance there. I think Bernardo Silva sort of ruined it going backwards. Bernardo. Back to Ake. Ake and Bernardo combine again. Bernardo Silva once more. Who looks set to stay at Manchester City this summer. Alongside Kyle Walker. Bernardo. Into Kovacic. Pass to Rodri's behind him. And Rodri back to Bernardo. Well played Bernardo Silva. Silva switch of play to Kyle Walker. That's a great pass. Here is Kyle Walker. Walker, can he cross the ball? Can he do anything? No, back heels it into Akanji. Akanji crosses it and it's deflected. Could fall to Alvarez here. Al get the kill away. Burnley on. Bernardo Silva it falls to. Foden. Ake. City starting to get back in their groove again here. Rodri. Bernardo once more. Ake. Ake. Driving forward here, Nathan Ake. Back into Alvarez. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Bernardo again. Rodri. Ake. City work the ball well down this left-hand side. Nathan Ake now. Into Rico Lewis on the turn. Rico. He's got to go wide to Walker. He's in so much space there. City still continue to play down this left-hand side. Bernardo Silva crossing by Bernardo towards Haaland. Away by Burnley as far as Walker at the far post. Back onto Manu Akanji. City continue to cause Burnley problems here. Vitinho against Walker. Good tackle on Kyle Walker. Throw into Manchester City. Here is Foden. I'm surprised Inter Miami didn't get Iniesta, Ridai. That would have been a nice signing, wouldn't it? Here's Foden. Nice turn by Foden here. Skips past the challenge as well. Alvarez picks it back up off him. Walker. Foden. Kovacic. Good take by Kovacic. Good play by Kovacic. Flicks into Foden. Foden on the turn. Foden in. Foden to the box here. Good save by James Trafford who jumps on the end of it. That was good play from Kovacic and Phil Foden. It certainly was, Flavius. That is an absolutely spectacular flick by Foden with a heel. Then he controls it. And as he tries to shoot, Vitinho just takes him down. And he just can't get the head of Trafford. Unlucky. Good play from City. Bayer driving forward from centre-back here. Good tackle by Kovacic. Bernardo Silva and Burnley in trouble here. Here's Alvarez. Alvarez into Haaland. Well defended away by Burnley. Unlucky. Kyle Walker on the end of it. Walker back to Kovacic. Well played, Mateo Kovacic. They're still not looking for Haaland, says Flavius, yet. Although it's not been too bad so far. It's not like he's made any big runs we're not found in Kovacic. Foden. Walker, back we go again. Here's Rodri. Kovacic, Rodri again. Phil Foden. Kyle Walker's in behind here. We've got Haaland at the far post. Walker into the box here. Alvarez. Into Haaland! Oh, what a hit from Haaland! Off the bar and in. That's a cracker. 2-0 City. What a hit. 2-0 Manchester City. Walker pulls it back to Alvarez. He lays it off to Haaland. And that's an absolute cracker. Off the bar and in. And it's Erling Haaland again. What a finish. First time shot, says Flavius. First time into the top corner. The guy is ridiculous. Little play by City down the right-hand side. Foden on the spin. Plays through Kyle Walker brilliantly. Walker pulls it back to Alvarez, who lays it off to Haaland. And the first time on the turn, Haaland seems to dig it out of the ground and slam it in the top corner off the crossbar. It's absolutely unbelievable finish. That is insane. How does he do that? How does he do that? How does he do that, Erling Haaland? That is just insane. Wonderful, says Chris. He might score more goals than last year in the Premier League, says Isaac. Ridai thinks Haaland might break his own record. He just might. That's ridiculous. Bernardo Silva here. Oh, lovely skill by Bernardo. Alvarez beaten to it by Alderkill, and back they go. So goalkeeper Trafford under pressure from Haaland, and they lump it away. But that is just crazy from Haaland. I'm going 50 Premier League goals this season. I hope so. Chance for Armouni here. Armouni again. Ake makes the challenge on him, gets a foot in. Bernardo wins it back for his side. Bernardo Silva tackle in his own box here. Koleosho. Foster with a chance. Deflected off Akanji. Corner for Burnley. Bernardo's got to be more careful than that. You can't be dribbling in your own box and losing it. Silly from Bernardo Silva. Nearly got caught out. Luckily, we don't do. Luckily, we don't do. That was a good chance for Burnley. Good block by Akanji. It just hit him. What was Silva thinking, says Chris? I have no idea. Why is he dribbling in his own box there? He needs to either pass it or clear it. Very silly. Crossing by Cullen. Lofted to the far post here. Akanji on. Walker lumps it away. Taken down by Burnley. Given away to City here. Rico Lewis. City could counter here. Rico, he's got to pick the right option here. Rico Lewis. Rico. Wide to Alvarez. Taken down by Vitinho. And it's a free kick to Manchester City, who tackles Alvarez from behind. Rico missing up again. Let me see my boy Vardiol, says Flavius. Yeah, Lewis should have done better there. The pass to Alvarez really put him in. It was too late. Put him in a bad position. Then Vitinho, takes the feet of Alvarez. It's a clear free kick to Manchester City. And Alvarez did the best he could in the situation he was in. It's a free kick to Manchester City. Also, order the City white kit, says Ridai, getting next week. Oh, that's going to be fantastic. I'm hoping to order some kits pretty soon. I tend to get new signs with the names on the back. So Vardiol's going to be on the home kit, I think. And then we'll see who else City sign. Or maybe I'll get another Haaland shirt again, just because it's Haaland, isn't it? Haaland is Haaland. The guy is just insane. Corner for Manchester City, it feels like, but it's not. It's a free kick. Crossing by Alvarez here. Towards Ake, who throws his body at it. Kovacic with a little foul on a Burnley player. Pushed on him. Free kick. Got all three, says Flavius. First kick with Haaland, second with Alvarez, and third with De Bruyne. Sounds perfect to me, Flavius. Sounds absolutely perfect to me. Fewest touches in this game. Erling Haaland's only had 9 touches. De Bruyne's had 12. And last is Sander Berger. Sander Berger in midfield for them. You'd expect him to get more. Here is Trafford. Clip forward for Burnley. Foster loses out to Akanji. Rodri gets there ahead of Admouni. Back to Ederson, who's Koleosho putting a bit of pressure on. Ederson has to lump it away with the left boot. Alvarez tries to beat their man to it. Taken down by Alderkill. Hey, 8 touches, 2 goals. Sounds pretty good to me, says Flavius. Exactly. I might get all 3 to illustrate the Grealish on the home kit, Haaland the second and Foden on the third. The kits are beautiful, aren't they, illustrate? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, the City kits this season. All three, I think, are fantastic. Home, away and third. All very, very impressive. I think even the goalkeeper kit I really like. And not only that, I also really, really like the the training kit as well, the blue one. I actually bought that for my friend in Germany because I thought it was beautiful. I thought, he'll wear that at the gym or whatever. They're all great. Thoughts on Haaland Jr., that kid United bought, says Rudite. I don't think he's Haaland Jr. I mean, the guy has scored 9 goals in his career. 9 league goals. 9 league goals. I think he'll do okay. I think he'll be a good player. But like Flavio said, not more than 15 goals. Yeah, I can't see it. He might get 20 goals, maybe. Crystal has his Francis Lee shirt. That's a classic. Roderick. Foden on the spin here. Foden. Lovely play by Foden. Kovacic. Bernardo Silva. Illustrate believes that Kovacic, Rico and Vardy are going to have great seasons. Yeah, I agree. Rico Lewis has been a bit shaky today, actually, and he's made a lot of mistakes, but he's a young man learning his trade, and he can only learn from those mistakes and from experience in the Premier League. Ake to Kovacic. Kovacic back to Rodri. Kovacic again. Rodri once more. On to Bernardo Silva. Have to see, because Kovo could always get game time with the De Bruyne injury. Could do. Of course, could that man, Lucas Paquetá. Bernardo Silva. Akanji. On to Ake. Good ball into Bernardo. This is good play from City. City finds space. Bernardo Silva. Luis on the far left here at the moment. And Bernardo back to Ake. Alvarez is drifting very narrow, and that's making it more difficult for City to find space. There's no real 2 players on one side. It's only one-on-ones. At the moment, Kyle Walker's playing very far on that right-hand side. Playing very attacking as a full-back. Here's Edison for Manchester City. If we do get him, we'll see him dance so much as Redite. I watched a clip of, like, Paqueta skills, or Paqueta, you know, like you do when you link with a player. And literally, all of it is just him dancing. And I was like, are we going to see him score any goals here? They just showed the same goal about 4 times and just loads of different dances he did. Flavio says he don't mind dancing celebration. I don't. I mean, if he scores in the Manchester derby and does that celebration, I'll love him for it. I'll absolutely love him for it. Rico Lewis wins it back for City with the help of Nathan Ake. Rodri, Kovacic. Good take from Kovacic under pressure on Sander Berger. Kovacic gets it in towards Bernardo Silva. Under pressure. Back to Kovacic again. And off to Kyle Walker. And City seemed a little bit more controlled now at the moment. Kovacic. Rodri again. City moving the ball a little bit quicker. Not many goals to celebrate, says Chris. Yeah, I mean, he scored, what, is it 1 goal for West Ham? 2 goals for West Ham? Bernardo Silva here. It's a heavy one from Manu Akanji. It's a poor pass from Akanji. And here can Burnley counter now. Ball in behind Akanji, who reads it, cuts it out. Illustrate release, Pep can mould anyone. Take one scene, look at Grealish, but first scene is shaky, second scene is awesome. The only thing I'd say, Illustrate, the only frustrating thing about Paqueta I have is, we could have had him last season for 40 million, and now we're going to buy him for 90. What's the point? The same with Enzo Fernandez. We could have had him for 15 million 2 seasons last season in summer. Instead, we've watched him go to Chelsea for 105 million. Wish we signed him. It's that Brazilian flair, you know. Can't just have statues on the pitch. This isn't the 4th grade PE class, as Flavius. Yeah, I think he'll bring a flair to the team. I think Doku would bring a flair to the team as well. We'll just have to see how they do. I don't look at prices. Illustrates too much for Paqueta. He certainly is. Certainly is. So City approaching half-time here. Edison on the ball here for City. Walking out of his box. He's looking for a long ball here. And he does send it long towards Phil Foden and Erling Haaland. And they head it away, but it's going to only go as far as Phil Foden. He takes it way around the Burnley man. Foden keeps it in play just. Foden. Kovacic. Kovacic for City. Back to Rodri. On to Ake. Rico Lewis at the moment is playing far left-hand side. I wonder if Rico will come off at half-time, actually. Here is Akanji. Foden on the turn. Wide to Kyle Walker on the right-hand side. Walker. Kovacic and Foden offering space. City go back. Ridas, is Cancelo gone? Practically. Theoretically, yes, but in person, no, he's actually there. Akanji. Rodri. City slowing the game down. Rodri. He's got so many options. Who's he go to? Kovacic. Back to Rodri. Rodri again. Wide right to Akanji. Further to the byline to Walker and back to Akanji again. I think Burnley are becoming very frustrated here. Manchester City knocking it around and they don't exactly know what to do. Rodri. Under pressure. Rodri still. And across to Akanji. Extra time is crazy though, says Flavius. Yeah, they'll add about 15 minutes on, won't they, out? 5 added minutes, what for? I came here after the second Haaland goal and missed the reaction. I mean, it was beautiful. First touch hardly looking off the crossbar. Perfection. I mean, it was. He didn't even look up, did he, Haaland? And he hits it first time and bends it into the top corner off the crossbar. Brilliant. Ake to Rico Lewis. Mateo Kovacic. Bernardo Silva. City just taking all the sting out of the game at the moment for the last 5 minutes for Burnley. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Kovacic. Kovacic to a ball in behind to Phil Foden here. Foden's on the end of it. Here's Foden. Foden. Past Berger. Foden. Foden. Had to pass it to Haaland, but Foden doesn't pass it. Really greedy from Phil Foden as usual. Foden's so greedy. Foden is so greedy. Ball over by Kovacic is brilliant. All he's got to do is to poke it through to Haaland here and we score. And Foden just refuses to pass it to Haaland and Haaland just laughs because he knows Phil Foden won't pass to him. Foden's so greedy when it comes to Haaland. Why doesn't he just let Haaland get his hat-trick there? Why not? Rodri, I think he's jealous of Haaland maybe. Kovacic with a little flick straight to Burnley is Sander Berger. But Foden's all he's got to do is toe poke that into Haaland. Haaland taps it into for a hat-trick. It's 3-0 City and it's game completely over. Instead, Phil Foden's so desperate to get himself a goal that he won't pass it. Why not? He gets an assist if he passes it to Haaland, so why not? And how many times have we seen him do that? How many times have we seen him do that? If he passes that to Haaland and City score, he won't find himself on the bench, Flavius, because he's created a goal there for City. He's been unselfish to his teammates, but he can't, at the moment, not be selfish all the time. Akanji. Lewis. Rodri. Alvarez. Into Kovacic. Kovacic in behind to Foden again, he didn't make the run. And it's straight through the goalkeeper, James Trafford, but just not happy with Foden. City have done really well to put the Burnley fire out. Get the second half, control the game. Yeah, I think City will just come out and control the game in the second half. That should be 3-0 there. I'm very frustrated with Phil Foden for that. Here's Cullen. Oh, Burnley into trouble here. They get very lucky there. Very cool the way they cleared it away, but they were very lucky there, Burnley. Ake well played again. He's flawless, Nathan Ake, isn't he, most of the time? Seems Foden's becoming greedy, and Bernardo's learned from the greediness last season. Yeah, Foden's got... If you've seen it, if you're watching it, Foden has to just poke that through to Haaland. Literally a yard next to him and Haaland scores a hat-trick. But Foden just refuses to pass the ball when in that situation. And he did it in pre-season against Yokohama Mariners. I watched him do it. He's done it plenty of times last season as well in the league. It's really frustrating. Ederson, Rodri. Oh, Rodri with a big mistake here. And Burnley nearly put it, City nearly put it in their own net there. City have got to be careful. Walker. Have high hopes for Villa, says Red. Yeah, they're going to be good, Villa. Unai Emery's a top coach. Unai Emery is a top manager. Don't let his time at Arsenal and PSG distract you from the fact that the guy is one of the top coaches in Europe. Certainly is. You only have to ask Sevilla fans, Villarreal fans. He is a top coach. Burnley here at the back with Bayer. 5 added minutes. There's still 2 minutes to go. The clock that I have doesn't even run that much further on. Trafford long. Headed down by Akanji. Beaten in the air is Bernardo Silva by Sander Berger. Kyle Walker. And back he goes to Manu Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Rodri. Rodri clips one in behind it to Kovacic. Chased by Kovacic. He couldn't get on the end of it. Through to goalkeeper Trafford. Here's Vitinho for Burnley. 30 seconds remain surely of this first half. A massive amount of time added on. Back they go to goalkeeper. James Trafford through Bayer. James Trafford. Nice ball forward here. Kyle Walker watches it well. Good physicality. Diaby and possibly Zaniolo. The guy from Roma. Yeah, Zaniolo's not so good, Red-Eye. He had an ACL injury twice, didn't he? And since then he's not been great. But Diaby, I think he's a top player. Top player, Musa Diaby. I'm surprised City didn't go for him, really. Bernardo Silva, and that is half-time. Erling Haaland is really frustrated with Bernardo Silva. He's having a go at Bernardo Silva. He's begging him, please, play the ball in behind. He says, I've made the run. There's no one there. Play the ball in behind to me. Flavius there laughing, Haaland begging for balls in behind. He is. They should be playing balls in behind to him. And Pep Guardiola's having a bit of an argument with Erling Haaland now. And now Pep Guardiola pushes away the camera. And Erling Haaland is being told off by Pep Guardiola for begging for the ball in behind there for Bernardo Silva. So that is half-time. City 2, Burnley 0. I'll be back for the second half, guys. I'm going to have a little short break over half-time. And I'm going to rest my voice. But I want to ask a big question in the poll. Not football related. And I want you to tell me which one is your choice. Because I watched both this week. And I want to know which is better. So, guys, if you've seen these two things, you can tell me what is better. You have to tell me if you've seen them, and we'll talk about it at the start of the second half. But I want you guys to tell me which is better. Are you ready for the big question of all? Guys, Barbie or Oppenheimer? You guys let us know. If you've seen both of them, let us know. We'll talk about it in the second half. Barbie or Oppenheimer? I knew it. Flavius knew it. I just seen Flavius' comment. He knew what was coming there, didn't he? I saw both this week. I saw Oppenheimer last night and Barbie the night before. Let us know which is better. I'll be back for the second half where we can talk about it just before the start of the second half. And probably during it as well. I'll see you in a very short moment. It's Haaland, and here in career mode, City have won the lot. Rodri on the chance! Goal in the final by Rodri! Jude Bellingham will not be coming to Manchester City. We are Premier League champions, City FC, our champions series based on the World Cup with music videos, football and more. Get your official City FC merchandise. Join us as we explore historic Europe and football.
insane. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby.
It's Haaland, and here in career mode, City have won the lot. Rodri on the chance! Goal in the final by Rodri! Jude Bellingham will not be coming to Manchester City. We are Premier League champions, City FC, our champions. Series based on the World Cup with music videos, football and more. Get your official City FC merchandise. Join us as we explore historic Europe and football. So welcome back to the second half of Manchester City versus Burnley. Kick-off of the second half is around 5 minutes away. But more importantly, the Manchester City being 2-0 up and Erling Haaland being an absolute machine, I asked a very important question at half-time, which is, which film is better, Oppenheimer or Barbie? And you guys have voted and voted in numbers. And you guys have said that Barbie, so far, 56% of the vote is in favour of Barbie being the better film. Now, I watched both films, a massive film geek. I spoke to a lot of people before it. And before watching both films, and a lot of people didn't like either of the films. I tell you what, I'll tell you a few things. Barbie, I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I laughed all the way through it on most of the jokes in it. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was clever. And I thought it was really enjoyable. And a good film. A very good film. A very, very good film. But Oppenheimer, if you haven't seen Oppenheimer, is a completely another level. A completely another level of film. It is complete art. It is spectacular. It is tense. It is a biopic of a true person's life. It is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. If you haven't watched Oppenheimer, go and watch it. A lot of people seem to be talking about, oh, Oppenheimer's 3 hours long. It doesn't feel 3 hours long. It feels 2 hours long. Does Oppenheimer have Margot Robbie in it? I don't think so, says Flavius. I mean, who doesn't want to watch an hour and 45 minutes of Margot Robbie? I agree, Flavius. I agree. But Oppenheimer is just, it's complete art. It shocked me how good it was. I sat there completely engrossed in the film for the 3 hour running time. And I was so interested in things that I never thought I'd be interested in. If you don't know who Robert J. Oppenheimer was, he was the man who led the creation of, one of the physicists who led the creation of the nuclear bomb, which is just, you know, that a changing thing. And one of the most amazing parts of it, I'll give you a little bit of a thing now, is that they found that when they detonate a nuclear bomb, that it might just create a chain reaction with all the protons, neutrons, all the particles in the Earth. A chain reaction that would just destroy the whole of Earth. And the chance of that happening were near to zero, but not zero, so they took a risk. And they were worried about having this chain reaction that destroyed Earth. And you know what? After they created the bomb, and it was dropped in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, two absolute atrocities that have happened over, probably two of the biggest atrocities you'll ever see. The decision from the US government to drop nuclear bombs, to use nuclear bombs. You know, Oppenheimer afterwards, he said that, you know what, guys, I think we did actually create that chain reaction which destroys the Earth, because nuclear weapons is just such a horrible thing. And they were talking about hydrogen power as well in that as well, which is crazy. That's like a nuclear weapon is a kiloton or whatever, and hydrogen power is a megaton, which is just even bigger. Ridiculous. Yeah, amazing film. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's 50-50 at the moment. That's what I like to see. Second half underway here between Manchester City and Burnley. Long ball to Erling Haaland, who's back on the field after his little telling off at half-time from Pep Guardiola, as he begged Bernardo Silva to put the ball in behind to him. But I understand Haaland's point. He never puts the ball in behind to him. Kovacic. Kyle Walker. Into Phil Foden. Foden's got options here. Foden. Back to Rodri. Foden again. Pressed by Cullen. City give it away. Burnley can have a chance here. Amdouni wide towards Koleosho here down this right-hand side. One-on-one with Nathan Ake. Couple of step-overs. Flicks it inside here to Foster. Akanji watched it through to Edison. Good play from Manu Akanji. Lisa is here. Hello to Lisa. If you want to know the teams, they're on the screen right now. One change only in the City side is the injured Kevin De Bruyne came off early on for Mateo Kovacic, who's in there instead. Edison. Akanji. Horrible pass by Akanji. Kovacic dives in, slides in and wins the ball. Well done, Kovacic, on a really bad mistake by Akanji. Here's Phil Foden. Foden clips one in behind to Alvarez. It's a poor ball by Phil Foden. Is it me or Foden literally doesn't want to pass to Haaland, says Flabbish? Yeah, I don't think he likes Haaland, Foden. I genuinely don't believe he likes Haaland. I really don't. I haven't for a while. Diaz has concussion, Lisa. In training, Diaz picked up a concussion and he's missing today's game. James Trafford here, pressed by Haaland. Trafford clips it out to the right side to Roberts. He's a very calm, composed goalkeeper, Trafford. You can tell he's come through the City youth system. I'm doing you wide to the wide man for Burnley, who's really running at Nathan Ake there, but Ake is calm, collected. It's just as good as always. Ake gets a foot in there. He's there first. What a player. He's so good, Ake. And to think, you know, I was a big Ake doubter. I was not a fan of him at all in his first season. Not a fan at all. And I was all for the move for him to go to Chelsea. Haaland here into Kovacic. Foden. Around the corner to Rodri. Alvarez under pressure. It's a bad pass by Phil Foden when Alvarez has got a few players round him. Well played Burnley. Sander Berge. Burnley getting on the ball a bit more. Berge wide to the left-hand side here. Vitinho is an option. Ake puts a different dynamic on him versus Vardiol. I'd like to see Vardiol come on, actually, but I don't know how he'd play in this system. I think he'd play in the Ake role, wouldn't he? Burnley have kept possession very well today. Berge. Nice idea through. The thing is, Kyle Walker's so quick. Vitinho puts the pressure on Ederson, and Ederson has to send it long and up. Alvarez isn't going to win a header here against O'Shea. Headed forward by Burnley, back into a Burnley path, but won by Rodri. And wide right to Kyle Walker. Hal makes a run and then gets himself back on side. Rodri. Akanji. Rodri. Into Nathan Ake. Rico Lewis has got space in his left-hand side. He's made a run here. Rico can't be found by Ake with a poor pass. Alvarez tries to win it back for City. Berger. Foster. Walker's got Vitinho on the inside of him. Vitinho's trying to get past him. Foster into Vitinho, but not many beat Kyle Walker. Great work from Kyle Walker again. Oppenheimer's now winning, by the way. That's the thing we should be worried about. You guys think Oppenheimer's better than Barbie. I'm liking it. Rodri. I mean the film, not the people. Who's better, Barbie or Oppenheimer? That would be a strange one, wouldn't it? If City players keep failing to spot Haaland's runs, he'll let his hair down again. He's in for big trouble yet. Oh, ball through to Haaland here. Just dealt with by Bayer ahead of Haaland. Just by a defender. It was like in mid-air, just defending it away from Haaland. I think City needs to look for... I do think City needs to look for Haaland more. Maybe Pep Guardiola disagrees and he wants City to have more control. But like the last kick of the game, Haaland makes running behind. Why can't Bernardo just play it into him? Why didn't he just give it a go? Here's Sander Berge. Wide to the left-hand side here. Alderkill forwards. Oh, Walker been beaten by Foster, who's very quick. Up against Walker and Akanji. Foster, good play here. Nathan Ake with a big challenge and Rico Lewis clears it away. Down by Alvarez onto Bernardo Silva. Good play by City. Bernardo, ball through to Haaland here. Just can't get there, Erling Calm. It's a nice idea from Bernardo Silva. And Haaland there. Bernardo actually looked for Haaland and City very unlucky not to get him away there. Cullen. Berger. Walker beating for paces, Chris. Yeah, Foster looked very quick there, actually. I think Walker's looked a little bit leggy a few times already. I think he did in pre-season. I think he did at the end of last season as well. I don't think he's quite as fast as he once was. He might not admit to that, but I genuinely do believe that. Trafford on to Bayer. Back to Trafford. City press him. Trafford. Back into Bayer. Berger. Surrounded by 3 City players. He's done really well. City pressing Burnley and Burnley playing very, very well at the back. Trafford. Long on the right foot from James Trafford. Taken down by Nathan Ake, who's clipped from behind here. It's a foul on Ake. Advantage plays to the referee. Kanji onto Rodri. Rodri onto Rico Lewis. Well played, Nathan Ake again. Rico. Back into Ake. I mean, think of how much pace Doku could add to this team in the wide areas. James Trafford was at City, says Lisa. Yeah, correct, he was. Very good player. Very good goalkeeper. Kovacic here. Oh, he's lost it to Foster. Poor from Kovacic. Really poor from Mateo Kovacic. Alderkill. You know, not many teams outdo City for possession, but Burnley certainly are. It feels like it anyway. Foster, Kovacic in there to win it back. Manu Akanji lumps it away. And out for a Burnley throw-in, and Burnley, I think, can just sense things starting to go their way. James Trafford for Burnley. Forward by Trafford. Taken down by the winger. Given away to Haaland, though. Unlucky for Burnley, but given away to Haaland, who's just drifting in there. Alvarez. Ball in behind to Haaland here. Haaland's in again. Haaland with a chance. Good defending behind for a corner. Good ball from Alvarez. O'Shea sliding in to deny Erling Haaland his hat-trick. I think Alvarez has that dog in him to put through to Haaland. Yeah, well, he put it through there, didn't he? Brilliant from Alvarez. Lovely ball through. A little bit wide for Haaland, really, but he tries to strike anyway. He's going to hit it with power there towards the near post. O'Shea dives in. Stops any chance of James Trafford having to make a save. Corner for Manchester City. It's a deep one by City. Rodri in there. Ake attacks it. Away by Burnley. Falls to Rico Lewis at the far post. Rico back out. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. It's the far post. Haaland in there. Ake there as well. Foden with an overhead kick. Foden's overhead kick is pretty poor. It's behind for a corner, is it? I think it does deflect off the Burnley man. It's a corner here. Nice idea from Phil Foden. Corner ball, Manchester City. Ake, Rodri, Akanji, Kovacic and Erling Haaland ready to attack. Any cross that Phil Foden gets in here. Foden swings it in. Haaland at the near post. Beaten to it. Rodri. Down. Walker back out towards Phil Foden on that left-hand side. Headed away by Burnley once again. Alvarez. And back he goes to Rico Lewis. Rico. Rodri. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Running well with Vitinho. Bernardo. Another swing in by Bernardo here. Again cleared away by the head of Burnley. Phil Foden's gone down here. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Sliding on the knees, Phil Foden. Rodri. To Kovacic. Kovacic all the way back to Edison. Well played, Mateo Kovacic. And City start again from the back. 3 goals in the last 13 meetings between... Or the goals in the last 30 meetings between City and Burnley. Burnley have scored 1. City have scored 42. Okay, that doesn't look good for Burnley, does it? Ball forward to Haaland here by Edison. On to Haaland, he just couldn't control it. Just couldn't control it, unfortunately. A good chance for Erling Haaland, though. Here's Bayer. Forward. Into Berger. Intercepted by Kyle Walker. Well played, Kyle. Rodri. Rodri. Rodri from range here and tipped over the bar by James Trafford. Rodri went for goal and nearly scored there. It was right down the middle. An attempt from Rodri. From range. Saw the opportunity. Decided to hit it. And James Trafford with the right hand. Strong hand. Puts it up and over the bar. Corner Manchester City again. 2019 was the last time City scored against... last time Burnley scored against City. 2019. It's a long time ago, isn't it? Alvarez to swing this one in. Plenty of options in there for City again. Alvarez to take the corner this time. Alvarez swings it in. It's over everyone. Rodri with a header towards the bottom corner. Good save by James Trafford. Just didn't get the power in it in the end, Rodri. James Trafford came across. Made a good save, James Trafford. Manchester City fans behind the goal thought it was going in. Alderkill. Back to Bayer. Into Cullen. Ooh, heavy touch by Cullen. Pokes it back through to O'Shea. Right to Connor Roberts on the far right side. Good play from Burnley. Play out of the situation there. Sander Berger, who I think is a really good player, actually. I've seen him play for Sheffield United. He was fantastic. I don't know why they sold him at all, but apparently 1 year left in his contract. Walker. Race with Alderkill. Walker wins the race. And Walker watched it out for a goal kick. I think he actually came off the heel of Kyle Walker there. Well, the referee linesman didn't see it. And a goal kick goes Manchester City's way. But I do think there's a little bit of a touch on that. Well, George Boyd, 132 appearances. He's there today. Only player to score a winner for Burnley versus Manchester City since 1974. Wow. Good thing we have Edison knowing to play to Haaland. Well, he's done it again there, Edison. And then Alvarez in behind to Phil Foden. But it's a heavy ball by Julian Alvarez through to Phil Foden. And City's attack once again breaks down. He made it clear he didn't want to play for the Blades anymore, says Chris. Yeah, I'm surprised, but suppose 1 year left in his contract. He had the power, didn't it? And Sheffield needed the money. I suppose it makes sense. Any subs coming on, says Lisa. No, I don't think so. Ake back through to Rico Lewis. He leaves it for Edison. Oh, good ball by Edison into Ake. Ake wide towards Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Alvarez. Rodri. Kovacic, good play from City. Walker. Back he goes to Manu Akanji. Akanji. All the way back to Edison here for Manchester City. Akanji. Into Alvarez. Off to Rodri. Back to Akanji. Into the space to Phil Foden. Foden with a nice touch on the outside of the boot there. Onto that left foot. Bernardo Silva pulls it back. Bernardo Silva dribbling away from the challenges. Back to Akanji. It would make sense to bring Vardy on soon, says Chris. Yeah, I think he should come on. I think especially if you get a third, I'd bring him on. Here is Alvarez. Onto Rico Lewis. Rico. Rodri. Big switches onto Kyle Walker. Kovacic, Rodri again. Bernardo Silva. Kovacic once more. I think Kovacic is probably very well respected in the City dressing room. Kanji back to Ake. Gomez on the bench over Cancelo. He's leaving, says Flavius. Yeah, I mean, Pep said that in the Community Shield, Cancelo asked to not be on the bench, not be a part of the squad, and go spend time with his family. That's what he said. I don't think City wanted him there anyway. Pep Guardiola certainly didn't. Akanji. Back to Ake. Into Foden. Good take by Phil. And back across to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's literally played everywhere. And here's Bernardo bringing the ball forward for Manchester City. Bernardo continues to bring the ball forward. Into Walker and back to Bernardo. Bernardo Silva's ridiculously good, isn't he? Just wish he had a bit more of a forward pass in him sometimes. Bernardo. Walker. Back to Rodri. Akanji. Alvarez under pressure. Back to Rodri. Burnley looked to pounce on a bad pass by Alvarez there, but they can't do. City continue to play it around the back. Edison for Manchester City. Continues to dribble the ball. I mean, Edison at one point was near the centre circle, wasn't he? Edison clips it into Walker. Could be an outfielder, Edison, couldn't he, at times? His passing is so good. Bernardo Silva. Kovacic. Back to Akanji. Back across to Edison here. Here's the Brazilian. Looking for options to pick out the passes. Could he go short there? Alvarez is there. It's an option to go deep. Ake's making a run down the left-hand side. Edison continues to bring the ball forward with the studs here. Edison clips it into Phil Foden. Round the corner to Haaland here. Haaland in a foot race with Bayer. He's beat Bayer. Haaland onto Alvarez. Alvarez here stuck it a little bit too wide. Alvarez has shot wide. I think Haaland should have gone left there. He did the right thing, maybe going to Alvarez. They've got a good connection, those two. But Julian Alvarez there. His touch is too wide here, Alvarez. So Haaland plays it into Alvarez. And then Alvarez here, he's got to compose himself a little bit before the shot and try and make a cross. What injury has Kevin De Bruyne got, says Lisa? I believe it's a hamstring injury, but I'm not entirely sure. Well, Koleosho and Amdouni come off for Burnley. And on comes Zari and Brown Larson. Chris said he didn't see Lewis. Yeah, I think he maybe did see Lewis, actually. But he decided against it. I think Lewis seen the more logical pass, but then when you think about it, if you said to me, I'm going to put someone through on goal, Alvarez or Lewis, I'd rather put Alvarez through, actually. I think he wanted to return the favour as well. Walker heads it back to Edison. Well played. Akanji was a little bit out of it there. Well played by Kyle Walker to take control of the situation. Ball bobbles up, but he heads it back to Edison. So a Burnley player can't get there. Edison. Looks long again here, Edison. It's been behind to Phil Foden. City can't deal with it in terms of taking it down. Here's Alderkill. Walker in on Zauri, who's off the bench here. Falls back to him. Oh, it's Vitinho, in fact. Throwing for him. Well, Vincent Kompany's rolled the dice, hasn't he? Making 2 substitutions in the 60th minute. An attempt to change things for Burnley, but I'm not entirely sure whether they will. Alderkill throws it down to Bayer. James Trafford, who's playing just like Edison now, way out of his box. Trafford. Long ball to the right-hand side. Good ball by Trafford. Poor touch by Brun Larsen in the chest and dispossessed by Rico Lewis, and Ake back to goalkeeper Edison. I think a lot of football in the future is going to be played through goalkeepers. I think United, obviously for Andre Onana, everyone's going to be playing this way. Arsenal, Ramsdale or Raya. Raya's got a ridiculous pass on him. Bayer beats Haaland to it. Berger takes it on the chest, down by Phil Foden. Unlucky Phil Foden. The first touch was nice, the second one couldn't get it under his spell. Vitinho. Has to go backwards, Rodri pressing him. Foul by Rodri, free kick Burnley. Well, I'd bring Josh Gvardiol on. And maybe bring someone like James McAtee on at 3-0 if we did get to 3. Sander Berger. O'Shea. Zauri, good play. Here's Cullen under pressure from Bernardo Silva. Cullen with the ball in behind Rico Lewis. Chance for Burnley with Brun Larsen here. Larsen, a little step over. Pulled it back here. Defended by Kovacic. It's a corner for Burnley. It's a chance. Good chance for Burnley here. Brun Larsen there. Running at Rico Lewis was well fed through. Really good chance for Burnley. Defended well by Kovacic. He was there in the right place at the right time. Corner ball. Well, City got a lot of defending to do here. Near post cross here. Cleared away by Haaland. Just didn't fall for Burnley there. Unlucky, really. Here's James Trafford again in the centre circle now, Trafford. Clips it out to the far side against Rico Lewis again in the air. Haaland lumps it away. Up towards Alvarez. Here is Cullen. Haaland helping out defensively. Flick through to Rico Lewis. Onto Kovacic. Back down to Ake. Ake into Rico Lewis. Back he goes to goalkeeper Edison under pressure. Edison with a heavy touch here. Edison clears it away. Only as far as Alvarez, who can't get it to Phil Foden's path. City looking a little shaky here. I'd bring McAllister on, says Flavius. Yeah. 35 million they signed him for. What a signing. Perfect Gundogan replacement, you could say. Walker intercepts this pass through. Back to Edison. Edison into Rodri. Akanji, good play by City. Manu Akanji brings the ball forward for City. Akanji decides against going forward in the end. Goes back to Kyle Walker. And back he goes to Nathan Ake. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Rodri. Ake. Rico Lewis over the top and in behind towards Haaland here. It's a good ball by Rico. James Trafford comes for it. Heads it out for a throw-in. Nice idea from Rico Lewis. Tries to put one in behind towards Haaland first time. Trafford had to read that. It's a good idea from Rico. Ake. We're starting to panic again. Time for the new guy, says Chris. Yeah, time for Gvardiol to come on. Ake's been fouled here. 3 kick for City. Brun Larsen in the behind. Nathan Ake. I don't know who you bring him on though for, because I think Ake's a rock. So who do you bring him on? He's a left footer, isn't he? Gvardiol. Vincent Kompany's having a go at the full official here. Wasn't happy with the fouls. Rodri. Walker. Back to Akanji for Lewis, says Chris. Yeah, maybe. And put Ake to left back. Ooh, City play it in their own box to get away with that one. Akanji forward towards Alvarez and giving away to Burnley. Walker wins it back. Akanji. Clipped into the channel here. Towards Haaland. Bayer reads it. Back to Sander Berger. Good play from Burnley. Over top to Rico Lewis here. Edison will catch it. Brun Larsen. And roll it quickly into Rodri. Kovacic. Kovacic. Running at Burnley here. Taken down Mateo Kovacic. And when he gets the ball, he just runs with it, doesn't he, so well, Kovacic. Brun Larsen's made a few fouls here. Switch Ake to left back and put Vardiol at centre back, left centre back to Slois. Yeah, I think that's a good change. That's probably the only one. Here's Walker. The thing is, Lewis is playing sort of a wing-back role, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure Ake could play there, to be fair. Ake. Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Into Rico Lewis. Good play from Rico. Lewis. Alvarez. Rodri. Rodri. Haaland's gone here. Rodri should go to Haaland. Rodri. 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 Oh, I should have given it to Haaland ages before. Rodri there. What a mistake. He had to give it to Haaland and release him. And he didn't do. He took his time, and in the end, kicks it off the Burnley man for a throw into City. Walker. I think Haaland's frustrated there. Throw into Haaland. Straight into the chest of the big man. Haaland. And he wins a corner, does he? He does. Corner for Manchester City here. Thanks to Erling Haaland's hard work up top. Walker threw it directly to him from the throw-in. Alvarez across to take it once again. I think Haaland's very frustrated. Haaland could have had a hat-trick by now, says Flavius. Twice he should have been given the ball. Haaland knows Rodri should have given the ball there. And he's frustrated, Haaland. If Rodri gives it to him, he scores. We know he scores. There's a foul in the box here. Nathan Ake's down the floor. Connor Roberts, who's very dirty, watch him. I bet he's got his hands all over Ake here. Ake went down the box. Referee says take the corner again. Roberts is marking Akanji now. He's not very big, Roberts, so he just uses his arms and puts his arms round Ake. Alvarez with a second chance at it. Alvarez in. Far post to Akanji. Can't win the header. Rico Lewis. Back out to Akanji. Here's Kovacic. Back he goes. Walker. Switch of play by Kyle Walker to Julian Alvarez, who took the corner. Good touch by Julian. Alvarez. Swung in here. Haaland with in there. Away. Ake on the end of it. Burnley clear it away. Good play by Ake, pressing them, pressuring them. And all the way long to Burnley. So they try and press us now because it's gone all the way to Kyle Walker. Bernardo back to goalkeeper Edison. And City starts again from the back to frustrate Burnley. To try and bring Burnley on some create space in behind. Edison once more. He's going to sub Haaland for Palmer again. Says Flavius. Well, maybe. I don't know what the changes will be. He might not make any changes knowing Pep Guardiola. That's certainly part of his decision sometimes, isn't it? Long ball by Edison to Foden here. Headed away by Burnley. Falls to Alvarez. Down to Haaland. Erling. Lays it off to Walker. Rodri. Bernardo Silva back. Flicked out to Walker. Back City go to Akanji. Bernardo Silva on the turn here. Bernardo. Rico Lewis has made a run. He's space now on that left-hand side for Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic. Nathan Ake. Back into Kovacic. Into Bernardo Silva. Nice touch from Bernardo. Back to Kovacic. Back into Ake. Wide right to Manu Akanji. Onto Walker. Foden. Good touch by Phil Foden. Good take round of the player, Phil Foden. Foden looks to play it through to Kyle Walker. He's kicked there, Phil Foden. Referee says no foul. One player got the ball. The kick was after. And Burnley looked to come the other way. Roberts. Berger. They end up going backwards here. They seem to struggle here, Burnley, to break down City. They're going backwards like City are doing. Here's O'Shea. Sander Berger. There's not many on the bench today, says Lisa. There's the usual amount, but I see you meaning quality, yeah. Certainly not the same amount in quality. Roberts into Rico Lewis throwing to Burnley. Lewis making runs. We just need to have the courage to with forward passes, says Chris. Yeah, there's no courage here. Always throwing to City instead, actually. Yeah, there's no courage to play the ball forward for City. Seems to always want to go backwards. Ake. Kovacic onto Akanji. Manu Akanji for City. Manu. No options at all. He's got to go back to Ake again. Ake. Rodri. Under pressure. Kovacic. City frustrated. They can't get the ball forward, I think. Walker. Ake. Rodri. Rodri the ball behind to Phil Foden. City can unlock Burnley again now. Foden across to Haaland here. It's a bad ball by Foden. Haaland can't get on the end of it. Cross from Foden is poor. Again, another really good run by Foden in behind. I think it comes off the Burnley man, actually. It should be a corner, maybe. Did it take a deflection? Not quite sure. Unlucky from Phil. Haaland was nearly there, nearly on the end of it, but he'd have to be very, very quick to get on the end of that one. It looks like Jordan Bayer has got a bit of cramp here for Burnley, and he's down, receiving treatment. And Burnley going to make 2 more changes here. Vincent Kompany attempts to try and get back into it. Decent effort from Foden, says Chris. Yeah, it was. Just couldn't get enough curl on it, could it? Just couldn't get the right curl on it. There's a Burnley player here putting his Invisalign in to play, interestingly. Plastic teeth make them shine on the TV. It's a goal kick, not a corner, which City are not so sure about. They think it should be a corner. It's a goal kick for Burnley now, and they're going to make some changes. Who's coming off for Burnley then? So it's going to be double change for Burnley, is it? Or just a single change now? I think they've changed their mind because of Bayer going down injured. I think they'll have to bring someone else on in that position. I think that's what they've decided. So Benson is to come on for Burnley. The number 10. I don't know who's going to come off here though. Burnley taking the time. Well, we'll just add on time here. We'll be about 20 minutes added time if this carries on. So Benson comes on. Lisa says Burnley should bring Kompany on. He'd be probably quite good at the back still, maybe. I bet he gets injured straight away. So it's Bayer who comes off for Benson. So a very attacking change from Burnley. A centre-back for a winger. Or an attacking midfielder anyway, Emmanuel Benson. Will that be enough for Burnley to find a way through? Find a way back into this one? Long ball by the goalkeeper. Walker watches it behind for throwing to Manchester City. Let's see if Benson can cause some problems to Manchester City defence in terms of a positive for Burnley. Kanji back to Ederson. Here's Ederson. Long ball forward by Eddie. Through to Haaland here. Against Alderkill. Haaland holds him off. Haaland taken down by Alderkill. It's a free kick to Manchester City. It's a silly challenge by the centre-back. Couldn't handle Erling Haaland there. They don't know what to do with him. Do not know what to do with Erling Haaland, the opposition. They're scared of him. Yellow card for Peplo, says Flavius. I've not seen that quite yet. Oh, yeah. I don't know why he's getting a yellow card for talking to the assistant. He's got a yellow card for something, Pep. Free kick for Manchester City here to be swung in. Alvarez over it. I think Alvarez is going to swing this one in, is it? No, it's left for Foden. Crossed in here. Well! Scramble! Rodri puts it in. And it's 3-0 City. And that's game over. And it's Rodri for Manchester City to make it 3-0. Ball in by Foden. There's a bit of a scramble in the box. It fell to Rodri and he hammered it in from close range. Maybe handball, says Flavius. Hold on. Ooh, okay. We'll have to see. Cross comes in from Foden. Falls to Rodri and he smashes it in. Good finish by Rodri. Does it touch the hand of Rodri though? I don't think so. I don't think so. Cross comes in. Slight handball from Nathan Ake apparently. But, I mean, the guy's got hold of Nathan Ake's shirt, so it's a penalty then, is it? Because Sander Berger's got hold of Ake? I don't think so. 3-0 City. And City very much in control of this one now, aren't they? I think that's Vincent Kompany's Burnley side realising it's game over. Here's Alvarez. Back to Rico Lewis. Nathan Ake. Just arrived in Tenerife, says Fletch. Going to get blitzed. Come on, City. Well, you've arrived in time to know City are 3-0 up against Burnley. Ball through to Foden. Alder kill a mistake here. Could fall to Haaland. Foden trying to get on the end of this and he can't do. Haaland looks a little tired, actually. Have a good holiday, Fletch. Vardiel, Laporte and Palmer coming on, says Flavius. Ooh, so Vardiel will make his debut. Benson against Ake. It's a throw into Burnley. And City are going to make a triple change. Cole Palmer, Aymeric Laporte and Joshko Vardiel makes his Manchester City debut here. And Pep clearly trusts Laporte if he's bringing him on. Maybe Laporte stays. Maybe Laporte stays. And Pep's giving a lot of instructions here to Vardiel and Laporte. Making sure they understand exactly what he wants of them. Ball to be thrown in here. Long. Ake in there. Foden takes it down the box and Foden clears it away. And Haaland will chase out and press for Manchester City. James Trafford. Long by Trafford here. Up high. Akanji heads it away for City. There's another throw in for Burnley. Who's coming off, says Lisa Duggan? I'm not exactly sure yet. Do you want to pitch in so we can buy Palmer from City? Quite happy if Laporte stays, says Chris. Yeah, I'd be very happy if Laporte stays. I think he's class. I don't think he will, now that Vardiel's signed, but I really like Laporte. I really like Laporte. We'll have to see whether he does stay or not. Rule Rodri in there to nick this back for City. Unlucky. Alder kill here. Wide left to Benson, the wing back. Foster. Oh, skips away from Akanji. Then Rodri's there to win it back. Haaland. Haaland for City. Haaland. Haaland through to Alvarez. Alvarez! Oh, good defending, blocked away. Unlucky. Haaland not selfish there. He tried to set up Alvarez. Rodri in there, throws his body about. Free kick, referee plays advantage. Benson skips past Rico Lewis. And now Manchester City will make the changes here. So who comes on? So it's Joshko Vardiel on his Manchester City debut, enters the field for Rico Lewis. Ake leaves the field for Aymeric Laporte. And it's Haaland once again. After 2 goals, leaves the field for Cole Palmer. Haaland rested for the next game with 10 minutes to go. I think that's right. I wouldn't want to blitz Haaland. No hat-trick for Haaland, but I wouldn't want to blitz Haaland, actually. Let him have his rest. 2 goals today for Erling Haaland. It could have easily been a hat-trick if City had found him. But the guy set off just like he did last season. With a double on the opening day. I mean, that second goal is just absolutely ridiculous. He didn't even celebrate it. He just laughed. He just laughed and smirked, didn't he? The guy is just... What a player he is. Palmer's come on the left. Bernardo, Alvarez and Foden back to the right now. Long ball forward by Burnley. Flicked on by Benson. Akanji against Foster. Rodri gets there ahead of Foster. Foul in there. Advantage played Burnley's way. Alvarez has gone up top now. Burnley wide towards Bayer. Oh, he's not on anymore. Brun Larsen, actually, number 34, isn't he? Brun Larsen here. Up against Walker. Well, a little spin by Foster here. Chance for Burnley, blocked by Laporte and Rodri. Well played. Burnley trying to get a goal here. Trying to just pull one back. Get their first goal back in the Premier League. Benson, who looks really, really electric down this far side here. Dribbling it. Joshko Vardiel. Vardiel defends it really well. It's a corner. Well done, Vardiel. He looks a little bit shaky, Vardiel, there. But he did well. Stopped the cross coming in. Didn't commit. Here's Benson. Benson back to Roberts. Vardiel against Sarri. Kovacic. Benson skips past him. Kovacic blocks the cross. It's another corner to Burnley here. Who continue to push to try and get their opening goal of the new season. And they're giving it a good go. They're giving it a real good go. Cross to come in here. Sander Berger's a big man. Some big men in there for Burnley. Cross comes in. Headed over the near post by, I think it was Sander Berger. Oh, it was actually Brun Larsen. Heads it over the near post. 81 minutes played. There's going to be about 10 minutes added time, I bet. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Edison to take the free kick here. Walker. And away. Throwing for Vitinho. Back to James Trafford. Pressing by Cole Palmer. Alvarez looks to win it. Long by O'Shea. Taken down by Vardiol. Into Kovacic. Back he goes to Manu Akanji. Laporte. Kovacic. Vardiol's in space in his left-hand side. Palmer. Lost it, Cole Palmer. Fights to try and win it back. Kovacic does win it back. Ball into Foden, and there's a foul here, is it? Or an offside against Cole Palmer. I'm not exactly sure what. But something in there. Something in there, and Foden's been penalised for it. Or Palmer. James Trafford. Long to the right-hand side. Headed down by Joshua Vardiol. On his fires Burnley. Zauri. Looking to get at City. A switch of play here behind Kyle Walker towards Brun Larsen, who takes it well here. Chance of Burnley. Brun Larsen. Couple of step-overs. Balling behind Walker. Akanji across to Berger. Another corner for Burnley, who continue to push and try and get that goal. They want that goal. Zauri to take it. They haven't really got the big boys other than Sander Berger, I don't think. Maybe O'Shea can get his head in this or Alder kill. Cross in here. Edison missed it. Headed away by Vardiol. There's a foul on goalkeeper Edison. I think it's Sander Berger had hold of the goalkeeper and pulled him down as he went to try and get it there, Edison. Good decision by the referee to see that one, Craig Pawson. Here's Akanji. Long by Edison. Edison through to Phil Foden here. Foden beats Vitinho. Vitinho to it. Foden should shoot or pass or do something. Back to Palmer. On to Alvarez here. Foden's missed his chance now. Palmer. Oh, and City's attack's ruined by Phil Foden. He should have shot. Walker keeps it in for City. Back he goes to Akanji. If Foden just shoots there, apparently they've identified the person who threw the light at Rico Lewis, according to Burnley Twitter, says Flavius. Well, that means that he is going to get a lifetime ban, doesn't it? What an idiot. What an idiot. Makes no sense, does it? Bernardo. Kovacic. Run by Palmer. Kovacic back to Rodri. Here's Mateo Kovacic for City. Kovacic. Alvarez. Julian. Back into Foden. Rodri. City play it back here. Great to Burnley, says Chris. Yeah, they did the right thing. They immediately found the person that did it and immediately banned them. That's exactly what you want to see. Vardiol. Back to Laporte. Here is Edison. Akanji. City just knocking it around the back here. I mean, the fact is that this game's dead and buried, isn't it? 3-0. And there's going to be about 15 minutes added on. Foden here gets a bit lucky with the deflection here. And City are 3-on-3 here. And here's Phil Foden. A runners from Alvarez and so on. And Foden to Alvarez here. And Alvarez! Good save by James Trafford. Good save by the keeper. Well, apparently there's also an intruder on the field now as well. Here at Burnley. That's been arrested before he managed to get on the field. What is going on tonight? Had a lighter thrown and now there's someone on the field. 10 minutes of extra time again is crazy, Flavius. I bet it happens. I bet it happens. I can see it happening. I can definitely see it happening. So now they've got to try and get someone off the field now. For the intruder on the field, who the streaker. Have to see. Have to see what happens here. Plays back on. And a foul on Kovacic by Sander Berger. And Kovacic is down and injured here. He's back up on his feet now. And that was a late one by... That was a really late one by Berger. Free kick to Manchester City to be taken by Phil Foden. So City to take this one. Alvarez lays it short to Phil Foden to run at Benson here. Foden. Foden shoots the near post and puts it a mile wide. Poor by Foden. Very poor. Long ball forward. Walker doesn't go for it. Brun Larsen be out for a throw-in. Foden against the Slavius. Yeah, he's been a bit wasteful today, Phil Foden, actually, hasn't he? Certainly has been a bit wasteful today. Here's Edison. $88 minutes on the clock. How many minutes added time are we expecting? 10, 20. Here's Alvarez here. Little ball through to Vardiol. Vardiol just can't get the cross in. Well, he's a centre-back playing like a forward now, and he's chasing the Burnley players. The ball's lumped forward and taken down by Laporte. Rodri. Kovacic. Back wide to Bernardo Silva. Alvarez. Vardiol. Back into Alvarez and back City go to Kovacic. And Bernardo Silva. You look very similar, actually, with the two shaved heads. Kovacic. Really tricky game for City. Hostile atmosphere. They've handled it well. Yeah, they have, haven't they, Chris? You're quite right. The atmosphere hasn't been too much for City at all. Palmer. Oh, Palmer passed the ball. I hate that about Cole Palmer. It takes so long to make a decision. Get him on loan to West Ham and let him play football there. And let him learn how to make a decision. So he's so poor when he does that. Takes an absolute age to decide to pass it forward. Laporte, Vardiol. Bernardo Silva. Laporte back into Kovacic and City. Just keep the ball as much as possible. Akanji. Oh, gives it straight to Burnley, Akanji. And here's Foster running at City. Foster. Akanji can't keep it in. It's a corner for Burnley. It's so poor from Akanji. He literally passed it straight to Burnley when they're right in front of him. And you can see how frustrated Akanji is. Corner to be swung in by Zari. Can City keep a clean sheet today? Approaching the 90th minute, where we will find out how many minutes have added on. Crossed the far post, headed away by Aymeric Laporte. Well played. Roberts. Roberts goes back to the goalkeeper, James Trafford. 6 minutes added on. It's not too bad, is it, really? Could be worse. You're quite right, Flavius. Could be worse. Another double change for Burnley. Redmond's to come on, and Josh Brownhill also to come on. City using their away kit today, Lisa. So Sander Berger replaces, is being replaced by Josh Brownhill. Josh Brownhill, apparently a City fan. He's boy of club Manchester City. And Nathan Redmond replaces Foster. Redmond, a very experienced player. So 6 added minutes, we've already played one of them. Chris says he likes Redmond. Yeah, I remember him at Birmingham City and Norwich. I really liked him at Birmingham City and Norwich. I don't think he really did amazing at Southampton, did he? I think he's been on loan at Besiktas or somewhere at the last season. But Norwich and Birmingham City, that's where he really exploded. Trafford. 6 added minutes. The Premier League is about to have its first start, and City have come out on top. 3-0 winners over Burnley. There's still 4 minutes left back. I don't see anything happen. I don't see City getting a goal. I don't see Burnley getting a goal. But we'll have to see. I could be wrong. Ball forward, dealt with by Laporte. And back he goes to Ederson. Ederson out to Walker. Into Palmer. Palmer flicks it in behind to Kyle Walker here. Who gets there, and Kyle Walker is caught by behind by Zouari. And Walker looks pretty bad with this one. Craig Pawson gets the yellow card out. Puts the card back in his pocket. And Kyle Walker is down. Yellow card for Zouari. But Walker doesn't seem to be okay here. Ooh. Well, Zouari comes down right down the back of Kyle Walker. That's not a nice tackle at all. That could easily be a red card, that one. VAR are checking it. It's going to be a red card. That's got to be a red card, that. He's come down the back of Kyle Walker's calf there. He's very high up on the leg of Kyle Walker. Red in another day, says Chris. I think it will be red today. VAR will check it, and I think that will be a red card. I think that's going to be a red card. It has to be a red card, doesn't it? Oof. Right on the side of the shin. That could be a leg breaker for Kyle Walker. It's high up, that one. Whoa. Studs up. Right on the side of the leg of Kyle Walker. That's a red card, isn't it? I think Craig Pawson thought initially it could be a red card as well, because he gave a yellow card, and as he went to give it, he put it back in his pocket and checked on Kyle Walker, and went to bring out the yellow card again then. I think Zouari's going here. He is. Red card, he's off. Walker's still down apparently, says Lisa. It was a bad challenge that by Zouari. I don't think he can complain about that one. I think initially he's going for the ball, but then the connection he makes to the side of Walker's leg is really bad. And it turns it was a red card. You can't complain. You can't complain about that. The height of the challenge, the fact that it was studs up, and Kyle Walker limps off here. And on comes James McAtee for Manchester City. He's going to be okay, I think, Kyle Walker, but he's limping off here. There's a lunging challenge, and I think he's going to be okay, Walker. He's limping a little bit here. So, that was like 3 minutes for that decision, so that's another 3 minutes added on. Free kick for City. Swung in by Alvarez. Laporte is in there! Oh, a big save from James Trafford. Aymeric Laporte thought he'd scored there, I think. And James McAtee's come on for City. Redmond. Such a play by Redmond. Beautiful ball, is it? No. Dealt with by Vardiol, who takes it down really well. Joshua Vardiol. Ball in behind towards Cole Palmer. Back they go to the goalkeeper, Trafford. Pressed by Palmer. City going there to win it. Good play from James McAtee. It's a throw-in for the opposition. I think this should really show to the supporters what the player did there, because the Burnley fans are really unhappy, but they haven't seen the tackle, have they? We need a full Vardiol game to see how he does to Slavish. Yeah, we might get that next week, maybe. I think they should have put on the big screen at Burnley. Or at least, you know, communicate to the supporters that this is what the player's done. Real Madrid just an ACL injury in the team, says Lisa. Yeah, Thibaut Courtois of all people. That's a really bad one. But now still with a poor header here is Brun Larsen. Chased by Vardiol. Benson and dealt with by Vardiol. Behind for a throw into Burnley. We've played all 96 minutes now. How many more will they be? Cullen. Back they go. Alderkill. Back he goes towards O'Shea. James Trafford. City still waiting to see how this ends. Long ball forwards to the far side towards Benson. Who can't physically outdo Josh Gvardiol, who uses strength well against Benson. And here is Edison. Rodri. There's a Burnley player down and Rodri kicks it out of play. Benson's down and he seems injured again. So another injury. That's another 20 minutes added on. Another 20 minutes added on now, isn't it? Because the player's down injured. Come on, ref. Just blow the whistle. It's 3-0. Nothing's changing. Benson's refusing the treatment as he knows he's limping off Benson here for the treatment. Burnley throwing back towards City. Here's Rodri. Kovacic. Back they go towards Laporte. Benson's back in the field. He seems fine. Rodri back to Laporte. Laporte, and that is the full-time whistle gone, guys. Full-time, Manchester City 3, Burnley 0. City set off the new Premier League season with 3 points, a double from Erling Haaland, and a goal from Rodri as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be back again for our next game, which is Manchester City versus Sevilla, which is in a midweek one in the UEFA Super Cup final. The first time Manchester City have the chance to win that competition. It's been great to have you all, and we'll see you all next time in that one. And by the way, Oppenheimer, 60% of you guys said it's better than Barbie. Please join our Fantasy League with a link above, and we'll see you all next time for the Sevilla game. It's Haaland, and here in career mode, City have won the lot. Rodri on the chance! Goal in the final by Rodri! Jude Bellingham will not be coming to Manchester City. We are Premier League champions, City FC, our champions. Series based on the World Cup with music videos, football and more. Get your official City FC merchandise. Join us as we explore historic Europe and football.